guest, I am so excited to announce her name is Marlee Miller, and she's here from just outside Philly. She has started a project of writing letters to Sister Audre Lorde, and this will be the first in a series of letters to Audre.
She has used some of the text from Audre Lorde's writing, and she will indicate when she is excerpting that text.
Yes.
Marlee, live!
Dear Sister Audre, the first time I was told I was too sensitive, I was in 4th grade in Miss Parker's class. Miss Parker was an aged olive brown watchtower. She was the only Black teacher in a public school in Williamsburg, Virginia. The school was as blazing white as the Elmer's glue we used to pour on the maple open front desks. We would peel it off once it dried, a satisfying alternative to paying attention. Most of us Black kids lived in Rolling Meadows, a neighborhood the white kids referred to as rolling ghettos, under their breath while squirming on the small blue stools attached to filthy cafeteria tables. Some of them had parents who picked them up from school in full colonial garb, a common occurrence in Williamsburg. Fathers in breeches and tricorn hats with the gold-laced trimming entered the expansive cafeteria where we convened for the after-school program. My family's neighborhood, the Point at Jamestown, is situated directly across from the Jamestown settlement, a frequent spot for school field trips where teachers and tour guides stuffed our small heads to capacity with whitewashed education. When students in other 4th grade classes walked by Miss Parker's room, they merely glimpsed the woman with whom I spent most of my days, a thin woman whose hair, a collection of sleek, coal-colored ringlets, clung to her head in the shape of a pixie cut. Quickly, students would look away when she abruptly gave a heavy look above her wide glasses with the transparent frames. Once, when my class was lined up, coming in from recess, I spotted a monarch caterpillar inching its way towards a grassy patch near the entrance to the school. I kneeled down, hoping it would crawl into my finger. Before I could get close enough, a boy named Daniel stomped down on the caterpillar with his foot. I remember the caterpillar's blood and guts, deep crimson and yellow with a snotty consistency shooting out violently from the end of its body. Tears began to spill over the edges of my bottom eyelids. Daniel thought it was funny. Miss Parker made her way towards me at the front of the line. I knew I did something wrong before she said anything. She looked down at me, her face a combination of confusion and incredulity, as if the audacity of my softness had stood up and slapped her in the face. She snapped, "Stop being so sensitive. It's ridiculous. One little thing happens and you start crying. You just want attention." My peers were watching as Miss Parker paved the way with words I would hear as I got older from my mother and grandmother. When I think of Miss Parker, I think of you, sister. I think about when you reflected on your experience losing your class election to Ann Archdeacon at St. Catherine's School when you were young, despite being the smartest girl in your class and despite your efforts to convince your classmates to vote for you with your father's stolen dollar bills. I picture Anne and her curly hair, the color of the fire engulfing the cruel words she spat in your direction. You said the reason for your tears was that the loss was so unfair. You were right. And in a way, maybe the older Black women in our lives envy our ability to weep for what's unfair. Your mother yelled, "Sure enough, didn't I tell you not to come in here bringing down tears over some worthless fool election? Don't run yourself behind with those people's business." Your mother's anger reminds me a lot of Miss Parker's sister. I imagine a young Audre with puffy red eyes like mine, looking up at her mother's face as it stiffens with rage. You said in the moments when your mother scolded you for wanting that you did not see her helplessness nor her pain. Was there something I was missing all those times I looked up at Miss Parker? I wonder about what taking up space would look like for me. The times I feel most confident and bold are when I'm alone. I feel this way when I play dress up in my room and sing along with Eartha Kitt while imagining myself, strutting around and wearing pearls and breaking the hearts of every gorgeous woman I see. I sing along to I Want to Be Evil and imagine myself being all wild and open and admired, My zodiac sign is ruled by Venus. And this alter ego would embody the smooth seductress with a fine touch and cocktail laugh. I know there's a way to audaciously live out your truth and be charming and overwhelmingly charismatic or the loudest voice in the room, while also being selfless and kind. I see Black queer women do it. Sometimes when I'm watching them, as appreciative as I am, I can't help but feel I'm watching on the outskirts of some well-kept ancient secret. It's so insane to me as an adult that when blatant acts of racism occur, we are forced to bear the brunt of it all. I think children lack the vocabulary associated with the type of pain they're experiencing. But as you express, children know when they're feeling it. But the lack of vocabulary, I think, is one of the things that provokes the questions such as, does Black mean bad? I didn't know then how to express why my initial reaction was to cry. I know now that the caterpillar was small, defenseless, and unsuspecting of such cruelty. I know that I was shaken by the abruptness and ease at which Daniel was able to stomp on the monarch without a second thought. Something else I know is that Daniel is in the military now. To this day, I still think about the potential source for Miss Parker's reaction. I wonder now how many times Miss Parker was told to hold it in, explicitly or inadvertently by our culture, society, or even other Black women who have ancient suppressed pains living inside them. The Black woman is expected to be sturdy and strong, unwavering in her hard exterior. Maybe Miss Parker's motivation was to protect me in the only way she knew how. Maybe she didn't want me crying in front of a little white boy. Maybe, in her mind, my tears meant Daniel knew how to hurt me now. Sister, I wish you were here. Your words have such a profound influence on my life. Your words are a map that navigates where I should delve inward, a guide on this trek towards trust falling into my own arms as I nourish the beautiful parts of myself. I'll find my truth and let it cascade from my lips, even if they quiver. I'll need to write to you again soon.